Okay, this is not a review I want to do, and it's the greatest showman, okay? Look, I know I said about. I said this movie's stupid, the best review ever, blah, blah, blah. Look, I got mad because like, so many tries of doing the review over and over, again. Plus, I was feeling very crappy, so it was very crappy all the time. Like, yeah, and yeah, and I got more impatient and stuff. So anyway, Hugh Jackman does a great performance in this, and everyone else does a great performance. The color grading is beautiful and perfect. One of the best. It's one of the best color. It's some of the best color grading I've seen in a film, and the music is really awesome. It really does. It really gets you hooked into the moment of the whatever the moment is. And it's hooked in the moment what it's trying to be. It's okay. It's not the most complex musical of all time, but it's one of the more heartwarming ones. And so it's a film about this guy likes this girl, and they grew up together away from each other, and this guy is um keeps on saying love letters to her, and then as the young adults, they reunited and they have a family together. But the money is the long money because their jobs aren't really paying. So um, and he puts together this show and doesn't really work at advertising. Son helps and eventually helps her, and puts together the show with very talented people, the first circus, and it's pretty incredible. The is he um I'm sorry, I have a serious headache. If all the stress in my brain is coming off, a bunch of, oh, not all, but a bunch. Um, so so what was I? Oh yeah, now I remember. So the circus, right? Circus. They bond together and they become like this family. Yeah. And eventually the fame kind of gets to Jackman, but he doesn't know yet, and he kind of shuts his new family out of his life slowly, and gets it more and more often as the movie goes on. That he starts touring with this very popular singer just to get the approval of the father. That doesn't improve on his daughter's decision, but didn't stand in the way either. And eventually, lets this thing sort of get to him, and he eventually loses the circus because it burns down. And there's a little side story where Zac Efron falls in love with this black girl, which that's a conflict because I guess this was being a time when being racist was okay, I guess, was no more. Look, I don't really know that much about history. I had terrible teachers teach me, so I'm sorry if I guess some sort of like thing historically accurate thing wrong, but hey, you can blame it on my teachers. Which I think mainly that started happening. I had that luck with teachers and started having luck with teachers in Columbus, and I'll continue on Lighthouse. I don't know, they just kept on teaching me the same thing over again. And I guess they figured I wouldn't have actually caught on, and that's why I stopped trying. And I had a really terrible reading teacher in Lighthouse who basically said, just remember reading the word, it's not reading the word. Then I found from Daddy and everyone else, yeah, it is reading the word. She just doesn't know what she's talking about because she sees herself as her image of her is Bella from Beauty and the Beast. First of all, Bella was nicer and smarter than that broad. I don't know what broad means, but I know it's a bad word. So it's an insult, so I'll say that broad. So anyway, where was I? Anyway, Zac Efron's character falls in love with this black girl who's in gymnastics at the circus, and Zac Efron gets seriously burned and is in a coma, and was in that fire when the circus burned down, and she's waiting for him to wake up. If she wakes up, yeah, there's a big if, so they'll make it clear until he wakes up that if his death is inevitable or not. And Jackman is drinking away his time because he lost his wife and kids because he let the fame got to his head, and that's eventually what he all cared about. Eventually, what he started caring about, and the idea of needing more. and he sings a song about it, about how he was wrong and how he let the fame got to his head. And the song's called From Now On. And this song's really awesome and it kicks ass. So he goes back to when his wife and kids back, and the circus is rooting on for him, and he says the show will continue on, and he gets his wife and kids back, and they were trying to figure out what to do with the show, and Zac Efron, coming out of his coma, says he would willingly pay for another building because he says that investing in this and taking on this job is the best decision I could ever make. And he convinced them when they were getting drunk and seeing that he's really miserable with just being a rich guy. You know, he's all rich and stuff. He sees that he's not really happy with life. And yeah, and there's a song that explains this in musical number. Because in case you didn't know, that's what musical do. They said, instead of playing scenes and dialogue, they explains important things in songs. Like things are actual key elements of character development. They have to explain it in songs because otherwise this wouldn't be a musical, it'll just be some idiots singing. So anyway, so Jackman comes up with the idea of, instead of using a building, they use a tent for and put the whole show under a tent because, you know, it's cheap and easy. So everyone comes to the show and they're singing the song, The Greatest Show, I think that's what the song's called, and showing how spectacular how far they have come, and from there to there, and showing how big the event is, and as this is it, and Jackman gives his job to Zac Efron's character, and because he wants him to run the show while he spends time the rest of his life with his family. And that's The Greatest Showman, so yay, thumbs up.